First hike on the AT of 2019. So, out with the old, in with the new, as it is said. And this being a new year, there is no better way to officially say goodbye to the BRS-3000T. I'm officially through with that stove. I do not recommend it, cannot recommend it, mainly because of all the failures that I've experienced with the stove. Now, just over a year ago, I made a video called BRS-3000T, My Thoughts After 600 Miles. And I gave the stove glowing reviews, and I was very happy with it at the time. However, on my very first day out of Harper's Ferry, I went to cook a meal at the Appalachian Trail Center, and my stove would not light. And this would be only the beginning of a series of failures I would experience with this stove on that trip. Several of those occasions were during severe snowstorms when it could have been a life or death situation. I managed to get the stove to work. However, a stove isn't something I want to have to tinker with when there's wet snow and driving wind. Took the stove with me on our trip through the 100-mile wilderness in Maine, and on the fourth night out at Antlers campsite, the stove failed me again. Once again, I changed the O-ring and it seemed to work fine, but now the stove is no longer working once again. I have given that stove far more chances than it deserves. I really wanted it to work. However, I can't trust a stove that may fail me in an emergency situation or in any situation. It may be good for light use, like occasional weekend backpacking trips, but honestly, if you let that O-ring sit for too long, it may not work when you go to light it up. So if you have that stove, make sure you test it before every single trip. Make sure it's working before you leave the house, before you set foot on the trail, because you don't want it to fail. And if you're going to take it with you, I'd highly recommend bringing an O-ring. The number 10 O-ring, I believe, is what it is. And you can get them at Lowe's in the hardware department. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to you if you're thinking about getting this stove, or if you have it already. If you found this helpful, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing for more videos like this one. And we'll see you down the trail.